So we are back at the Columbus Zoo, and as you can see behind me, close to the electric car parking there. There is that option there in case you never knew that. Anyway, but we're gonna check out some construction things. We've got the orangutan construction. I'm not sure like how much has been done on that back there throughout the winter, as now it is just into spring. And then they just started, like this past week, the Redwood Falls log ride. They tore it down. They posted some stuff on their social media and said something's coming with a twist. So I don't know what that means, but acted like it was coming literally this season. So that seems pretty quick turnaround. Let's hope it's not just something lame that they can get done that quickly, or if they're doing some intense stuff in a short amount of time. We'll see if what we can see from that, or if there's any insight on what it could possibly be. So let's see what we find. Okay, so literally right as you round the corner from the sea lions, they are going at it over here. So let's go up here and see, wow, they're knocking it out, that's for sure. Oh, now this is some intense action here. I mean, knocking it out. Breaking it down. It's like cool and sad, like all at the same time. Bang. Give it a nice rip, man. You know, we'll come back to that in a second. But yeah, she's, all that remains is the track up top before it would have come down like the middle here, and all of the water. Well, maybe there's a little water that remains over there too. Otherwise, yeah, it's a nice pile of, well, there's some of the track. How inspiring and nostalgic to have a piece of the track, but you'd have to crawl in there. But you could pretty easily do it. I mean, like, just step right in. It seems pretty intense to be able to be standing even right here, this visible to the construction action, breaking that up. Well, there you have it from right here. We'll see if we can catch anything different from another angle, or any kind of signage that shows what could be coming. Okay, so you can't get any closer over on this side. And at first I thought, well, that's kind of odd. They put a fence up here to not allow you to get close, because literally over there, like, I could have gotten, I mean, honestly, like within 8 to 10 feet of the wrecking ball, literally as they were doing it, though the guy running the machinery might not have been exactly delighted for us to be standing that close, so I didn't. But I don't think it's keeping you away from the active construction so much as that's like where they're entering and exiting. But anyway, you kind of get the idea there. So while there is no signage that says anything about what's coming, I grabbed one employee only to find out it was her first day. And though she was very nice girl, she didn't know anything that was going on with that. But then I grabbed another one that said, yeah, that idea of a twist. Not sure if that's referencing it just being a roller coaster, or actually something that is a water ride. So, but they are trying to get it up soon. So that's all we know so far. Well, we'll sneak in here since we're over here. Might as well, can't hurt anything. Oh man, the serval inside, and so close right here. Oh, sleeping though, resting. Look how big it is from right there. That's so cool. Oh look, and they got the serval on the screen over there. Not anymore, already changed. What's over here? Oh, that's a fun spot for him. I guess it's a little nicer inside. Oh, and they are finally in here. They are just tiny, aren't they? Wow. Yeah, are they gonna get in the water? Can you see them from over here? Oh look, they're coming to see you. Are they coming to see you? Yeah, they got a little. That is great. They hardly ever in here. They're going at it right now. He is gnawing on that. I wonder if that's good. Interesting. So yeah, they are enjoying it on the deck there, as you can see. I wish they'd jump in the water. But interestingly enough, this has almost always been, or it's been roped off a lot. So finally you can climb up on here. Yeah, there's 4 of them, huh? And you can climb up and see them from the end here, which is nifty. Yeah, some straw in his mouth, huh? Silligans. Another thing that's interesting is that since Adventure Cove and this specific area of Animal Encounter Village opened in 2020, as most things, there were some restrictions on it, but they're pulling some of that. There's no more rope along this edge, which is neat. This video is usually playing in here, which I think has been going on for a while. But you'll also notice there's like a hinge, like a barn door, like sliding thing here, and you can see into this back room now. I don't think this has normally been open. In fact, I think someone missed the lock right there. And you can kind of see into this back room where there's an area where it looks like they might be ready to do like some different animal encounters things. sometime whenever they're ready to pull that thing back, that door and this door as well. Can't see quite back into this one, but if you were able to get your eye into that little thing, you can see that also that back there. So that can open and be double. And so then you'd have it happening behind that one and that one. So I wonder if that'll be something they'll announce when it's happening, or if it just happen to be happening when you walk in. Obviously there's not a whole lot of standing area right here, but I'm interested to see when that finally happens. Now, maybe they've already been doing that, and it's just never been happening anytime I've ever walked in there, which has been quite a few times that I've walked in there. But if it has, let me know. And like, what do they usually do in there? Is there a time frame? Is it just random? Or is it still yet to happen? All right, so now we're going from quite literally the front corner there with the log ride to quite literally the back corner to the orangutan. Like, I'm not sure if like the back corner of the heart of Africa or this back corner of the Australian islands is farther, but it's way back there, so we got some ground to cover. But I will mention something else that one of those employees mentioned to me, was that they're trying to take the little rides in the Adventure Cove area, like the rides and everything, the little ones that they can move, and distribute them throughout the park, like some of the smaller ones that they have over there. I'm not sure what all ones would qualify, but certainly not like the roller coaster and some of the bigger things there. They're trying to move them around more, kind of like they have the carousel and other things out around the whole zoo. And so I'm not sure exactly what the time frame is on that, but they're looking to do that at some point as well, so that then your Zoo More wristband and different things like that can be utilized throughout a lot more of the zoo, not just that front corner, and then just run back to the carousel just for the sake of it. Now you're gonna have those distributed throughout. So we'll see when that happens. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that they've gotten some progress done on this since one of the last times we were here. Is literally one of the times, it was like when they were making one of the first cuts in the wall. This is substantially moved along, which they were initially, look, it says coming in 2021. Like, not exactly sure exactly when that is, when they initially started or now, but it certainly moved along. Now it's covered up with a lot of green, so you can't see, but like that wall over there was the, if I can get like my finger in there, whoa, like that was the original, one of the original walls on the other one. Then they've added on to it all of this stuff already since then. So yeah, I'd say they've made some progress. So now, as the wind picks up a little bit, let's see what's visible from the actual area that they are in. You'd go around, all the way around, and come back. Anyway, you could see them from right here. But let's see what we can see over the wall, and even up a lot closer as we wrap around. Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot more going on, to say the least. Let's wrap up here a little farther. Yeah, standing here from the bridge where the boats would go below us there, there's a lot going on. I'm thinking that the entrance is down there somewhere, that you walk up to it. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anyway, but yeah, probably in fact like those two openings behind that skyjack would be where you'd get in. And yeah, that's a large piece of construction that they've certainly covered some ground on. So first I was thinking I didn't realize how full the canal gets of leaves for the boat ride, but I'm pretty sure they just push them in there and then just clean them up afterwards somehow. But yeah, because they're not happening there and they're all in there. So that's one way to do it, I suppose. So from over here in their outdoor habitat that they're not in currently because of the weather. Oh, they got a goose. Oh, look, a little visitor to watch the house while they're gone. Anyway, there's that. And then there's the big indoor that they are working on right now, including these, which were recently cut in so they could no longer, well, I say no longer, I don't know if they'll still use this one back here. Perhaps, I suppose they probably will. That's probably what they'll have to go for maybe medical treatment, different things, I don't know. But this will probably be so they can just access whichever one they want. We were here when they started making that first cut, not trying to make a bigger deal of it than it was, but yeah, so from over here you can see, I mean, a decent sized structure. And so we'll see, man, I'm curious what the timetable will be. Will the final touches take a lot more time, a lot more detail work, or was this the hardest part? And not that you can see particularly a ton more, but you can kind of see inside from right here. And I don't know if that's like gonna be like faux bamboo, if that is that a thing for them? I think it might be. And look, even Sherwin-Williams going at it. Kind of some final touches. Well, not really, but a little more detail work than just big noises that keep happening. Well, there you have it, the Redwood Falls log ride construction, or rather deconstruction, as well as the orangutan area, indoor area. Not to mention a little behind the scenes sneak peek into areas that at least I've never seen at the Jack Hanna's Animal Encounter Village inside there, where perhaps they do some animal shows. If you know anything more about that, or if you've seen that, be sure to mention it. Or if you know anything more about release dates in terms of opening dates for some of these things that are certainly moving along and looking like they should open in the 2021 season, which is just a matter of when in the 2021 season. If you know anything more about that, be sure to mention it. And otherwise, we'll try to keep an eye on it. And we'll certainly try to be here for opening days of those, if at all possible. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time on Escape to the Zoo.